Hello and welcome to our review for How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. I wish they'd called it How to Train Your Dragon 3, just to keep the symmetry with the whole series.
And call it a trilogy.
Well, it is a trilogy regardless, but you know,
but you know what I mean.
No, not really. What do you mean?
You have 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You have to end it with 3.
Well, it is
a trilogy.
Yeah, it's still a trilogy.
Yeah, but it should be 3.
And anyway, so you may have seen I did a movie vlog watching the first 2 movies the night before we went to see the third one, and I enjoyed revisiting them. They're both kind of 4 out of 5 films for me, really enjoyable. Especially when you get to the second one, the animation's great, and you know, the stories aren't anything you haven't seen before. For me, the main appeal is the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless, which is just really endearing, and the character of Toothless is so, to me, in a way, reminiscent of our cat, Lily. Maybe like 10% of Shelby as well, because Shelby is like all black, for the most part. A lot more black than Lily is, and so you kind of get the look of it. But just, I think most people who have cats could kind of relate to that, because the dragons have. I could see you holding back a yawn. Whenever we do a review, it's tradition. So
well, it is 11:45.
So the third film is about the hidden world, the world where the dragons came from, and Hiccup continuing to lead his people. I like how at the beginning we see that Burke has completely changed. Like, there's just like dragons everywhere. Like, they're literally overflowing. It reminded me of like the pictures I've seen of the was it the walled city of Kowloon in China or Hong Kong, just like ridiculously overpopulated, and they've just got so many dragons. And obviously a villain has to come into it who wants to kill all the Night Furies, and he has a female one which is white. So that gives an extra element where Toothless has a love interest, which I thought was really interesting, a different way to take the story.
And it is so funny the way he's trying to impress that female Night Fury.
If we take the ending out of the equation, I think that's the best scene of the film. Is the kind of the mate, well, not the mating scene, but like the scene where they're trying to flirt with each other.
It's kind of what some animals do, especially birds. They dance for the mate to kind of like impress them, and the Light Fury is actually implying like, okay, so go on, go around, and she sits down. Go on, you know, and he's like looking up at Hiccup, who's hiding in the woods. And Hiccup is like, come on, just, you know, do that. And then it just goes from like nothing to this weird like boom. And I think that's in the trailer as well, because I feel like I've seen it before.
I haven't seen the trailer,
and it's so funny, and I was the only one laughing.
Well, there wasn't many people in the cinema.
No, but everybody was so quiet. What's the matter with you? It's so funny. I just decided, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna laugh out loud.
Oh, and I actually missed the beginning of the film. It's funny, these days, movies, 20, 30 minutes of adverts and trailers,
you
minimum.
Left when there were trailers going on, though.
Standard, right? This film was already started. You'd sent me a text saying, it started, because I went to the toilet. It was 24 minutes past, and the showing starts at 15 minutes. It was like 9 minutes, and the film was already starting. I've never experienced a modern era film starting that quickly.
No, but the trailers were already showing when you left to go to the toilet. And you know the trailers is the last thing they show.
Anyway, that's beside the point, even though I always work
You only missed like 1 minute.
I could tell I hadn't missed much, but
no.
You know, it's always...
They were trying to free the dragons.
I always work in my cinema grievances while we do these reviews, and this is our first 2019 cinema review, I suppose. We didn't do one for Glass. Maybe we'll go back and do one, but regardless, I really enjoyed this film. Animation is great. You know, the villain was a little bit, you know, just it's done well for a villain, but nothing too interesting about him.
He felt like the villain in the second one in a way.
Yeah, it felt a bit like a repeat of that. In fact, apparently they were going to have the villain from the second film in this one as well, and he was going to have an arc where he was redeemed by the end and changed his ways. But apparently Steven Spielberg stepped in and said there's not enough time to do that. So they took him out of the film. I really liked it. I liked the hidden world. Seeing all the dragons was really cool. Apparently, the big dragon from the end of the second one, who kind of got scared away by Toothless.
That was him who was there.
Apparently he's in the hidden world. I didn't spot him. So.
Oh, I saw one of the big ones. He had a broken...
Oh, really?
Did he have that? Did
I think
it
so.
break?
I think it did. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there, and
So
he was
that's-
kind of like hailing Toothless.
Okay.
All of them were,
Yeah.
which is a spoiler, I guess.
Nah, it's fine.
Eh.
I liked how they packed up and left and kind of found a new settlement. Like I liked that location a lot, and
So did they.
yeah, so did they. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. For me, it's on par with the other two films. I think it's a very consistent trilogy. What makes the film for me is the ending. Like the last 5 minutes was just perfect.
Cry.
Like really emotional. Like just, you know, for me, I question it. I'm like, well, why couldn't they just, you know, keep? Well, I don't want to spoil. Well, it doesn't matter. No one really cares about the spoilers, but
Well. Spoilers from now on.
Spoilers from now on.
So hey, let's go Toothless.
Yeah.
And I was just
Which is-
thinking, screw that shit. I would be selfish. I'd be like, Toothless, you know what? You staying with me, and if your girlfriend is going to be picky about it, then fuck her. Because you're mine. Because I was thinking about Lily the whole time. I was like, nope, nope, no matter what. If Lily was like, oh, you know what? I can talk and shit like that, and there's a kingdom, and I am the queen, and I will have a better life. And I'm like, well, I won't, so you staying. Okay? Either I'm going with you, and I'll be like the queen of the cats, or you're staying here with me. I wouldn't let him go. I love that relationship so much. I was just sat there. I was like, no, no.
But I think it gives the movie an extra oomph, you know, and it's kind of symbolizing Hiccup's journey into being a man. I think at the beginning you see him as a boy. By the second film, he's grown into an adult, and then by the end of the third film, he's become a man and lets that thing go, and then stays with his people. And to that point, I kind of think like, did they really all have to let go of the dragons? Like they all just okay, everyone go, all the dragons go. But I think it is nice. And
it wasn't that far to that hidden world either, honestly.
Right.
Like the dragons could have gone there before. They chose to go and live with the humans. They seem pretty happy. No, let's just fuck off to underground, under the water. What? Where did the light come from?
But
I don't know.
But I also like how they tied it into. He's like, yeah, well, some say that the dragons are hidden now, and when we feel the ground shake, it's it's kind of a nice, kind of cool way to kind of, I think for kids to kind of think, oh, maybe it's real.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with like earthquakes. And
no,
stuff.
but it's a fun fairy tale element to the story that I enjoyed.
I know, but
And
did they have to leave?
It made the movie for me. It made it because honestly,
I know, but
the whole
I
film.
wanted Toothless and Hiccup to be together, and honestly, I didn't think Toothless seemed that bothered by it. He was like, "Hoes before hoes, bros."
No, but for him, he's got to kind of start his life in that sense too. It's
You could have done that over ground. Come on. Yeah. I didn't want the trilogy to end. I wanted there to be a fourth one.
I did.
More.
See, that's the thing. I mean,
it was good. It was great. It was a great ending. You're supposed to be emotional and stuff like that. I just didn't want it to end. Okay.
That's a good thing. And I was saying in the previous video, I think that Hollywood need to understand that good stories have an ending. And the more you drag something out, the more it's like, we've gone a bit far with this. Okay, we'll just leave it there.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and the Furious. There's lots of series that go on too long past their expiry date, and I think this film stays consistent. I don't think they're amazing like masterpiece films or anything, but they're really enjoyable. They're really good. They're fun, and the animation's good. Again, the story in this one was just fairly typical, done well, but you kind of see where it's going and nothing that hasn't been done before. But the ending, I think, really made it. Because to me, it was emotional just seeing him as a grown man with kids.
Yeah, yes.
Because you just see the journey of this character. I thought that was great.
I was moved by that too, and
then,
he looked good in a beard.
Yeah, and then you see them reunite at the end, which is a really touching moment. Which
felt like that was one of those lion thingies, the guys who raced that lion,
that's exactly
and then they
what I
met the
thought.
lion,
Yeah,
and
Christian
they're
the
like,
lion.
"Ooh, is he gonna attack? No, you don't know." And then he just comes up and hugs him, and it was kind of like the same scene in a way. Yeah. And it was moving, and
really,
then they rode the dragons again. I'm just thinking, well, can't you just hang out sometimes?
Well, I think it's implied that they would from now on. I think that's something
or was it
he's...
just the one thing?
No, I don't think so, because he can pass it on to his kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that was nice. So anyway, thumbs up from me. Really, really enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Anything else you'd like to add about the film?
No.
There was a moment in the film, I forget even what it was, but it was like a shot of like all these pirate ships, and just the way it looked reminded me a bit of Blade Runner, just in the way it was like the silhouettes and the colors. And again, at the end credits, it said visual consultant Roger Deakins, who shot Blade Runner. And so I kind of think it felt like his fingerprints were on that shot. It was just a really cool color, silhouettes and stuff. So yeah, and great animation as always. I still think that the mother character, Hiccup's mother, is a little bit underused. Seems to just be there, but yeah, that's just minor nitpicking. So.
Well, you know what? She left, so she doesn't get to be in it that much. All right, Kate.
I love that you're like taking the character and then like, yeah, okay, that's funny. So anything else?
Well, she did.
No, I know, but like just the idea.
She was in it more than enough for my, like, I mean, with the kid having a crush on her and stuff like that.
Was a bit of a weird side story, but I just love the idea that you think like because of her character choices, her like screen time gets limited in the third movie.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's it. That's our thoughts on How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next
and there was a
one.
little scene, sorry,
That's good.
where they look back at his time with his dad when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That was emotional for me. It reminded me of Lion King. Because you were looking out into the seas.
That was way out of like everything you see, everything the light touches. It was very similar to that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he didn't say those words.
No.
But the way it was shot and how
I like
memory like it was, it reminded me a lot about Lion King.
I actually love that when you see his dad looking out over Burke, and then it fades into Hiccup now looking over Burke, and it's completely different because of how he's built it in his own image. I thought that was really nice, showing the legacy of the two characters. So yeah. That's it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.